All right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. If you were related to Jim George, and Jim George was going to be at your house Christmas afternoon, and somebody in your family got one of these new TVs or one of these new digital whatevers, Jim would be the guy who would probably be wishing he didn't have the knowledge he had, because everybody's going to be bugging him about how to make it work the best, how to get the best shows, how to get the best mileage out of it, and so that's what he's here for today. So don't bother him on Christmas. He's got to spend with his friend. He's here today. If you have a question for Jim during the show, you are welcome and invited to call. The number is 622-WOCA, 622-9622. That is the WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline. The guys at Climate Control put in the air conditioning that we use in here, and I forgot to turn it on this morning.
Oh, boy.
Which is why it was so hot in here. So I apologize for that, Jim. Anyway, so this Jim is the owner of American Cable Services. And good morning, Jim. How you doing?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good to see you.
Same here.
So does that happen? You go to somebody's house on Christmas Day, and next thing you know, everybody's picking your brain.
It usually happens
because they know the business you're in, right?
Yeah. Or they want to return it. They're asking me, is this the model I should keep? Should I return it for something else?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of times it's I just tell them to keep what they got. And that's basically it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? We do have, I have something I want to say about that, but let's go to the phone first. We'll let the callers always first. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning, everybody.
Hey.
Good morning.
I enjoy listening to Clark Howard on this radio station, and he always tells you never to buy a policy on like a computer or a television set or something like that, because in such a short time they upgrade and they change, and it's just it's kind of a waste of money to do that. Do you have the same feeling on that subject?
No, I'm afraid I'm just the opposite.
Okay.
Yeah, everything we buy within reason. Like if you buy a flashlight, let's say from Sears, that's a 19.2 volt, and let's say it costs $30, and they say to you it's $10 and it's replacement, for 3 years, I may say no. But if they say it's like $5 and they'll give you a new one in 3 years, I say yeah, sure, why not? And usually I take advantage of all those. Whenever I get a warranty, I post it with the bill. I put it into a folder. I mark what the folder's for. I'm pretty organized along that way. And so when a tool goes bad, I take it back to Sears and they give me another one.
Yeah, of course, like not being a flashlight, but like a computer, if it goes bad in a year or two, I mean, the computer, it's almost outdated. I mean, they change so rapidly, it doesn't, that's what I think he's trying to express.
Well, that's true, but they're going to update you. They're not going to give you, let's say, a 286, or 386, an old computer that you might have. If you have a warranty, I'll give you, for instance, my wife and I, we had a lawnmower, and it was going bad, and we had it repaired like 3 times. I said, that's it, 3 strikes, you're out. And I went to Sears, and they said, sure. They updated me to a better mower, double the price, and gave it to me free.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so they're more interested in a loyal customer than they are a satisfied customer. In other words, and the analogy that they use is, would you rather have a loyal wife or a satisfied wife?
Oh, I like that.
So we're going to be in the market for a new TV here pretty quick, and I guess this is a pretty good time of year to buy one. Everything's on sale more or less, and so you're recommending that I should get the warranty on that then, right?
I do, and I get the warranty on it only because, like, if something happens, I don't want my wife to say to me, you got to fix this, or you got to, I say, call Sears. Call Sears.
Yeah. Are those large flat screen TVs expensive to repair, when they go?
Yes, they are expensive. There's usually only 1 or 2 small things that can go wrong, but it's the screen itself that has a problem.
Okay.
And it tells you how to wash the screen. Do not just get soap and water and wash the screen.
Yeah, I've got a special cleaner that we use.
Yes.
That we have now. It's for screens. Yeah. Okay, well, then I think we'll probably go ahead and get the warranty. Take your advice there, which is probably very good. Mr. Clark Howard probably doesn't agree with you. But
yeah.
Well, I do it if it's around 10 or 12%. In other words, if it's a $1,000 TV and it's $120 for a 5-year or a 3-year warranty, I'll do it. And I'll even ask him, is 3 years the longest you can give me? If they say, oh, no, we have a 5-year, but it's another, let's say, $50, I'll say, throw it in. That means for 5 years, I don't have to worry about anything. If not, we've actually had friends of ours that have purchased large screens, and within 2 years or 3 years, they've gone bad, and they did not get the warranty.
Oh.
Yeah, speaking of
wow.
Sears and that, I bought a treadmill many years back, and I bought the warranty, and I tell you, I replaced the motor, I replaced the whole thing maybe twice already in 10 years' time, and that didn't cost me a penny. So
Yeah.
that was a very good experience.
Yeah, we're the same way.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
You're
Have a
welcome.
nice holiday.
You're welcome. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm in agreement with all of you, except for Clark. I like Clark a lot, but he always advises against those things, and I think why? When that's like you say, it's just a small dollar amount, and you end up being protected for a long time.
Right. And usually the warranties, the way they're written today, if a car runs over it, it's your fault. You left it out.
Right.
They're going to give you a new one.
Yeah, that's what they
So
say.
if it's got some kind of problem with it and it's got 3 months left on the warranty, run it over.
In fact, I think I got one for something. Maybe it was the Kindle I got, where if I drop it like into the ocean, they'll
Yeah.
replace it.
They replace it.
But I
Camera
think
lens, too.
only one time, right?
Yeah.
And the camera lens too.
Yeah, the camera
Yeah,
lens,
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Do they still have those static warnings? I mean, years ago they always said when you got a piece of equipment, you had to get this anti-static stuff and wipe it on there with the cloth and things. But I haven't seen that in a long
No,
time.
once it's inside a device, like there's a hard drive that's inside your computer. If the hard drive was outside your computer, it would be in a static-free bag. But once
Oh.
it goes inside your computer, you can handle your computer all day long. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you don't have to worry.
There
about
are some
that.
circuit boards that are very sensitive. We have circuit boards that are very sensitive, and you cannot handle them unless you're wearing the band on your wrist that is grounded.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh.
So
Wow.
do the TVs, the modern TVs, have the same problems as the modern computer? Sometimes will build up dust inside of it to the point where it'll really affect how well it works. I've had that. I made that mistake myself, not cleaning out the inside, not knowing. I didn't know you're supposed to clean out the inside.
Yeah.
And then it was just take a vacuum cleaner and get it out. Do TVs do the same thing? Are they sucking in air?
No, there's no moving parts in the new ones. There's no fan or anything. No,
Really?
it's all solid state. Like, for instance, I had an old laptop, and it had an old operating system on it. And I went online on Computer Monday, Cyber Monday, and I bought a solid state hard drive, a 250 gig solid state hard drive for like $60. So there's no moving parts. It's solid state.
Well, come to think of it, the tablets have no moving parts, do they?
No.
I don't think.
But see, most hard drives have moving parts. Well, all of them do, unless it's a solid state.
Right,
So
right.
your thumb drives and everything, there's nothing moving in there. You can get them 8
Right,
gig,
right.
16 gig.
Right,
They
right.
even have a 64 gig now thumb drive.
Isn't that amazing?
Really? Wow.
It's amazing. It's like more than some computers used to be.
I think I've seen even a 128 thumb drive. So the bottom line
Wow.
is you can get a solid state for 250 gigabyte, and you can get it for like $60. You put it in your computer. Now all your memory's wiped out but your programs are saved. So if you have to reload Windows, you're going to have to reload an operating system.
Right,
But
right,
you took an old computer, put a brand new hard drive in it, and put in the newest Windows version or whatever it is, and you're in business. And now you have another laptop ready to go.
So are the external hard drives still a good idea?
They are. Yeah, you should back up and save all your data. One of the guys that works with us is going to college for computer science, and a very smart guy, and he did not back up his data and misplaced his computer.
Oh no.
And if he had backed it up somewhere, he would have had a backup copy of it, but never backed it up.
I used to use this thing called, Carbonite,
Carbonate.
Oh yeah,
where you would load it up to someplace who knows where.
in the cloud.
And I actually used it one time to retrieve everything.
Yeah.
Is that still necessary, or
No,
is the
what-
cloud always there for everybody now? You don't really need to pay. Well, I do pay for the cloud, though. I pay $25 a year.
Yeah, no, you would pay for it, but you can get an external hard drive. You can buy them anywhere. Walmart might sell them for like $40, and they're like 1 terabyte. That's 1,000 gigabytes. And you would just attach it to your computer, and every time you save, instead of saying save on the desktop or save in a file, just say save on that hard drive. And everything is saved 2 places. It's saved in your computer and saved on the hard drive.
Good idea, yeah.
And then when you're done, as a matter of fact, one person I've invited to be on our show here, Tim Turner, who's in charge of Southwestern University, but he lives here in Ocala. He tells me that when he gets his programs, like whether it be Word or Excel, he doesn't even save them on his computer. All that's in an external hard drive.
Oh, really?
Oh, my.
And then he hooks it to a computer and then boots it up, and that allows him to do everything he wants to do. But think about it. Then if you sell your computer, what information is on your computer? Nothing.
Oh, there
It's
you
all
go.
in the hard drive.
Oh, wow.
I said, oh, wow, I got to do that.
Yeah.
You know, I think, I hope I'm not speaking out of line, but I think Pastor Snyder, you know Pastor Snyder
Yeah.
does the Sunday show? I believe he had his computer and his external hard drive stolen.
Yeah.
Do you remember he told
Oh,
us
you
that?
did, yeah.
So he had nothing.
Yeah.
So that's why I would say
Back it
something
up.
outside of the place or on your keychain or something.
Right. I was just talking to Doug. He's out there relaxing right this minute. He wants to do his streaming radio. I guess you've heard that.
Right, yeah, Doug likes that.
And
kind
I
of
was
stuff.
explaining to him that it's very simple to do technically wise, but he'll have to have a server. But a server is really nothing more than a computer with server software loaded. Mm-hmm. So if there was an old computer anywhere, and it had some kind of speed to it, something that had some sufficiency to it, you just load the server software, and then because he can download all his audios to the server, and then the thousands of people, whoever, just hit his server to listen to him. But you couldn't do that with your laptop.
Oh, not with the
That's what he
laptop?
was thinking. No, that it wouldn't have the capacity to receive all those hits simultaneously
No,
and
right,
everything
right.
else. No.
Well, I've actually looked at internet radio. There's a couple of companies that you can pay to do
Mm-hmm.
it. So you're really not using your computer. You're kind of using your computer only to get to them, and then they become the ones that have to take all the traffic.
Uh-huh.
So, but again, it costs money, and
Oh yeah. Well, servers. He was talking about needing internet service, and I was telling him that most cable companies and such, when they sell a service, it's a 1x10 or a 2x12 or whatever. The 10 or the higher number is how fast you can receive something into your home, but the lower number is how fast you can send out. So if he was going to send something out, he would have to get a service that was maybe be a 5x5.
Oh, wow.
Or 10x10.
and that's something you offer.
Oh yes, and the city of Ocala offers it, and Cox, they all offer it.
So he can pay for it and purchase it from
Right.
them.
So that's that's a Christmas gift that you could give somebody. That would just be an envelope. You're basically saying, "Look, I paid for this for you. Here's what it is." And
Right.
maybe the receipt or something says a year worth of internet or something.
Exactly,
Like
exactly.
that. Huh. Have you ever had somebody do that? Usually people.
Yes and no, and
Yeah.
I've had them buy. Like a person will say, "I want to put a security system in my daughter's house. What's it going to cost?" And I'll say, "Well, it's going to cost, let's say, $200, and then monitoring's like $30 a month." And they'll say, "Okay, well, I'll buy the equipment and I'll put it in my daughter's house, and I want to pay for the first month of the first year of monitoring."
Okay.
So it might cost $500 for a gift for the.
That's a great
for
idea.
for a child, but
Yeah.
whether it's a grandchild or a first generation child, and then after that, the family is safe for a year, and then anybody else can volunteer to pay it for a year, or by then they may say, "Oh, I can afford $30 a year."
So
a month.
I'm gonna ask you something that's really not specifically what you do, but it applies to what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Insurance for theft, like or fire or anything like that. Just homeowners insurance, does it cover all that stuff?
It does. But what they recommend you do is do a video of it. My wife and I, we had a fire in our home in 1994. We
Oh,
were
my
actually
goodness.
we were in Daytona Beach. It was the coldest day of the year. Believe it or not, it was April Fool's Day. And we come back, we were freezing, and we came back, and there was fire trucks down the road. And we said, "Oh, what's the fire trucks doing?" It was our house. And our house was on fire.
Oh my goodness!
gosh.
So
Did
we
you
had all
lose
that.
it?
Oh yeah, no, well we didn't lose almost everything, but it was a good, a couple of, maybe about $70,000 worth of damage.
Oh, you must have been heartbroken.
So yeah, it was very bad, and water damage. Never mind smoke damage and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah,
But
yeah.
after we got it all fixed up, the insurance company said we suggest you take pictures of everything. So we just got a video camera that year for Christmas, and we videoed everything. And then every Christmas we video again, and we save them. And we actually have them labeled in the Christmas of this and the Christmas of that. And what it is, you don't need to itemize, but like in your closet, if you have 3 suits hanging, you're just going through it and you're saying verbally, here's 3 suits, here's 10 pants, my wife had like 200 pair of shoes, and
Wow.
I have 1 pair of shoes and I'm wearing them.
Yeah, right.
That's
Right.
We women like our shoes.
Yeah.
Have to
And the
get
bottom
a pair.
line is now and then you can't store that in your house. why would you want to store the video in your
That's
house?
right. It makes no
Right.
sense. Yeah. So where do you store it?
I took it to work and put it in my. I have a
okay.
little safe in my.
Just hope work doesn't burn down.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, I have a 3-hour fire rated safe, and I keep it in there.
Oh, okay.
But you should document. And then jewelry the same way. She had a jewelry box, nothing really expensive, just stuff we'd bought over the years. But we laid it out on some black velvet, and we videotaped it and talked about it. This was from grandmother. This was her mother's ring. So on. And then all that goes into a vault. So if we had a break-in, the video, the police could look at that video. They could snapshot the scenes. They could send them the jewelry to pawn stores and say,
Right,
look out for this jewelry.
Right.
Yeah.
But when you try to describe your rings at home, can you describe them?
I know.
Yeah, you
You're
can't
right.
do
I,
it.
I can't do it even if I was looking at
Do you
it.
even know what make TV you have?
No, I do not know. No.
I mean, but this way you could videotape your TV and say it's a Zenith, it's 35 inch.
I don't even know if my TV works. That's how rarely I use it.
Right.
I probably haven't turned it on in half a year, I bet you.
Yeah.
I look at everything on my computer. I don't really
Right.
look at TV. But I'm thinking about it. You know what it is? I like the idea of having a TV. I just
Yeah.
don't, for some reason, get to it.
Well, that's because when people break in, they'll steal that, and you won't lose anything.
There you go.
Yeah,
They
really.
won't even go for the good stuff.
I won't even know. One day I'll say, didn't there used to be something in that hole right
Yeah,
there?
right.
Hey, speaking of busking,
You're right.
the other day you said you were in the mall and people wanted to give you some money for
Yes.
busking. Why don't you just start the literacy campaign early?
Well,
No, not.
I think. Well, I think.
Not Christmas.
I know what you're saying. Well, people, they try to hand us money. And
Yeah.
I don't know that mall management would want us to accept money
Oh,
from them.
I see. It was it's more of a.
Yeah, but even when we're out on our own, like we played downtown on the square,
Yeah.
and a couple of people tried to hand us money, and we don't want any money. We're doing this for the Christmas season. We've done it every year.
Now, do you and Robin have any Christmas songs of your own that you've written?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, have a whole
So
collection of them.
why don't we do next Friday where you guys play some of your songs?
Next Friday. What's next Friday?
Me?
Jim Show.
Oh, I know. No, you know what?
I mean, you don't have to play all of them. You
There's
can play
there's
one or
maybe
two.
there's maybe one
Okay.
that I'd like to be forever.
Yeah.
There's some of them I could. No, there's more than one. There's
Yeah.
a couple of them I like a lot, but
But
Yeah.
beautiful. Why don't you plan if you already have them in your
No,
database?
no,
or,
no.
Come on.
No,
I bet
it's
the
your
listeners.
show.
what is next one? What is next Friday? It's only
Next
the 13th.
Friday is
That's
Friday
way,
the 13th.
way too close. Yeah.
way too close.
No, you know what we've done every year though on Christmas Eve? We've come in here with just the acoustic guitar, or maybe
Yeah.
a tambourine, and just sang live.
Right.
Just
right.
turn the microphone.
No, I've listened to it. We listened to it. But I'm just saying, the Thanksgiving song that you had was terrific. I thought that was really good.
Oh, the list of things that I'm
Yeah,
thankful for.
thankful for. Very, very good. I think the people need to hear.
Heloise
some
a
of your-
Lantern is a good Thanksgiving song too.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've heard that one.
Well, it's about the little pumpkin that's in the cornucopia on Thanksgiving Day,
Uh-huh.
and we made up a story that Heloise is Jack's little sister.
Oh.
Jack O'Lantern he's got the Halloween holiday, and
Yeah.
Heloise has the things.
Thanksgiving.
Why are we talking about our stuff?
I don't know.
shouldn't
We
do
got to
that.
talk
No,
about
we
Jim's.
should.
That's bad form. That's bad form. All right. Good morning. You're on the air with Jim.
Yes, we all voted out here, and we all agree with Jim. We'd all like to hear some music next week.
Oh no.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
you know who I
we
heard-
all voted.
You know
Yeah.
who I heard this morning who really does a great Christmas song? What's her name again?
Susan Boyle.
Susan Boyle. You know?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we know.
Everything she does is great.
Well, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, she's
But-
wonderful.
Well, we like local talent, so Larry and Robin would do Christmas music.
Thank you, Lauren.
Yes. Thank you, Jim. That was a great idea.
Yeah.
We'll listen to you next week.
Thank you. That's
Bye.
right.
We'll be here.
One of the great things about you, Jim, is that when somebody has a problem, you leave your home and you go out and help them, even if it's a holiday or after hours like midnight.
Or at
You'll
least you
go
send a
out
drone.
there and make sure that it's taken care of.
It's true. Yeah, I'm literally almost every Saturday or every Sunday someplace where a person has a problem, needs it done. They need it done right then. Service is the only thing you can really sell nowadays. You can get equipment any place.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
you can get a internet connection from Cox or Bright House or CenturyLink, but if you have a problem with your internet, you call them, they'll send someone next Thursday, or they'll they'll get back to you. You know, we want to be the response team that's there within a half hour to an hour. Yeah, and sometimes we can't be that. I mean, there's just other time we're just too far away in another job or whatever. But that's the people we want to be.
How deep does the cable have to go so it's protected from not only the weather but from animals? Because sometimes dogs are diggers and they want to dig for stuff, and then
Yeah, the main
is that a hazard?
main cable should be a minimum of 30 inches, minimum.
Oh, okay.
I think the power cable is like 48 inches deep. Then on top of that would be the cable TV, which is like 30 to 36. And then on top of that, around 18 is like the telephone company.
Okay.
They're stacked side by side and on top of each other in a trench.
Oh, so you have to share the trench then?
You do, but the trench is fairly wide. The trench could be 6 foot wide, but it
Oh.
could also be 48 inches deep. And then they put stuff down, and then they cover a foot, and they put some more stuff down, cover a foot, so that when you go to dig your stuff and you find it, you're at least 12 inches over from the other company, and and even if you were the deepest one, like Florida Power and Light, let's say being the deepest one, or Ocala Electric, as you dig down, you're 12 inches away from anything else.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they stagger it.
Now, is that something we need to know, though? That sounds like something a tech guy like you would need to know.
Well, it's in a development or anything. So if you called for locates for the power company, and you called for locates for the phone company because you were going to put a tree in your yard, you'd have to realize that there's probably cable
That
TV
makes
down
sense,
there.
Mm-hmm.
And the phone company would be the shallowest. And
Oh,
the
okay.
TV would be the next deepest. The power would be the very deepest.
So if a person is building their home on a lot, they need to call you so you can come and check out the area even before they put in the footers and everything.
Well, there's
for
a
their
one
house?
call. They have a Florida one call. You open up any telephone book, and there's a telephone number on every page. And it says, call before you dig, and it's a toll-free number. And you call that toll-free number, and they come out free, and they'll locate every utility you have. They'll locate your water, they'll locate your sewer.
Oh, wow.
All that's free.
Gosh.
Because the people who pay for it are people like me.
Yeah.
I pay a monthly fee to have my cable located by the state.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Right now, people are buying things probably not in the mall yet, right? What time is the mall open? It's open right now, right?
I think so.
I think
yeah.
I saw some people.
We see them coming out of here with the large items, the electronic items. So, I mean, usually they're pretty self-explanatory how to hook them up. But do you ever have people calling you to network things together?
Yeah, not much, because people who buy those devices that are networkable usually buy them because they want them networked, and they've already asked somebody prior.
They've got it
and
figured out.
They've already talked to the salesperson. Some of the stores, I guess they have the geek squads.
Oh yeah.
And and even Sears has their list of certified installers.
Oh wow.
So when you buy, they'll ask you, do you need somebody to help you install this, or do you have it handled? And they'll hand out cards for people. There's I think there's a company here in town called Electronic World. I think that's correct. And they have no storefront. But they have multiple locations, and that's what they do for a living.
Oh, really?
They install all the high-end electronics.
So they've got those skills, and they just decide to capitalize on what they've learned, or they're...
Yeah, so they're probably everybody from Radio
That's
Shack
good to know, actually.
uses them. Yeah, they just call it. Yeah, there's a lot of companies in town that specialize in that. I'm more specialized in the construction end of it, where you put the wire behind the walls before the sheetrock goes in.
Right,
oh my
right.
gosh.
And of course, if in fact it's after the fact, like I'm doing a nursing home right now, where I'm doing the nurse's call system, I'm doing the data, the phone, the internet, the sound system, the door opening system, then that's always after the sheetrock's already up. So I'm crawling in attics, I'm running wires behind walls.
Oh, man.
Oh wow.
But then it all ties together. Get back to your, is it networked? Everything is networked.
Yeah, but you are truly amazing, Jim, because you actually look out for the other person, and you're there.
What I think is cool is when Robert and I go to the Student Media Festival, and we've been doing it for, about 10 years now or something? We've been doing it a long time, maybe not 10. But in the beginning, there was VHS tapes. Now you go into a classroom, and everything is, there's a one little control on the wall.
Yeah.
And it works the TV, it works the computer, it works everything. And you don't even need, sometimes you still need DVDs, but usually it's on these thumb drives, and so it's unbelievable.
Yep, exactly.
Maybe in April when we do it again, it'll be cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wireless. Everything's wireless.
Won't even have anything.
Gosh.
All right. Well, Jim, you always give us good reason to want to go buy some electronics. And so how do we get a hold of you for some of the services that American Cable Services offers?
Yeah, here in Ocala, it's 854-9795.
All right. And call us if you need that repeated. And, of course, Robin puts it on Facebook and on our guest listing all the time. AmeriCable.us is Jim's website. AmeriCable.us. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
We'll see you on Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Busted.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA. Ocala.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life jackets save lives. Wear it, Florida. Some fog around this morning, otherwise it'll turn out mostly sunny today and warm this afternoon, high 80 to 84. Tonight will be mainly clear with some fog around late tonight into tomorrow morning.